have another dose!
Alright, let's go. Flower Child Lunara. Let's do it.
Be one with the music of the wild.
Be one with the music of the wild. Ooh, I feel this one. Lingering Zombie. Marsh Hydra. We'll check it out right after the draft. Bohemius. You guessing 4 wins? 14 maybe? Alright, hey, take care, man. Let's go Careless. I want that onboard presence. Little Wrath, Little Lunar Eclipse. Both seem alrighty. Let's try Lunar. Soul of the Forest. I've been liking Soul more because of Treant's energy. Let's try it. Arbor Up. Ease Peace. So there's the Tyrell. These cards are the ones you're talking about. I like Groovy Cat. I'm not a big fan of Free Spirit, so I'll just go for another Lingering. I just like the stickiness of Lingering a lot. Second, Marsh Hydra. Or Silver Moon Sentinel. Mermaid into Banshee. That's a sweet combo, Bohemius. You get the 3-2 rolling. Yeah, I think 2 Marsh Hydras might be a little sticky, a little chunky, right, Marika? Especially since I'm looking to get the other 7 cards. Drum Circle, the 5/5 Treant one. Let's go Silver Moon. It's also a pretty good card. There's the 7 that I'm looking for. There's the 7 that I'm looking for. I think it's better than Worthy. There's another Soul of the Forest. Maybe I take it. So Peaceful Piper does draw me Marsh Hydra. Back-to-back epics. I think rarity doesn't matter. Honestly, Tyrell. I don't think rarity matters. It's about offering rate, so rarity means nothing. Noah has drafted the Druid Titan. I faced the Druid Titan, even though I've seen it. Freaking. I'm actually not sure about these two. It doesn't really look like a double soul deck, so I'll take Peaceful. We can use it to tutor the Marsh. Easy Disciple. Easy Disciple. I'll take the 2. Living Roots is great and all with the souls and the arbors, but this is a great 2. Solid 2, acceptable 4. Hello, Olana. Yeah. I faced and seen people draft the Druid Titan for sure. I think I actually just take the 2. I just want to make sure that I'm hitting curve a little more consistently. These are a little meh. You feeling any better today, Lana? I like the OO emotes, they're so cute. Good morning, Chuck. I don't know about draw. I don't know about the draw. Hero power plus arcane intellect, essentially. I'm not a big fan of the Kraken Teo. It's alright, but nothing special. King Yenny Bingen, thank you for the follow. Lovely to have you here early for some Druid. You're better. That is so awesome to hear. The duck helped you get riled up again. I just don't like these cards. I'm gonna try spread the word. Let's see what it's like. I'll take a Witchwood Apple. Really nice Treant, really nice board presence. Marsh Hydra again. I think I might skip Marsh Hydra. Take like an Embalmer. She told you to keep doing what you were doing. Depends what you were doing in her office. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Stuck a Diamond 10 for the first time, Dose. You got this, awesome. Yeah, you probably maybe need to look at changing up some decks. Hey, Fundy. Your nose is all blocked. It's also change of season. maybe just making it a little worse. Arugula's rocket. Yeah, Marsh Hydra's good, but I don't want to get too clunky is my issue, Mark. Also, hello. So I'm actually going to take Embalmer just to fill out that mid-game. I'll take a Nymph, really good 3. Flower Child's a really good 5. Drum Circle, these are the 7s I'm looking for. Maybe actually take a Claw Machine on 6. Vrykle is really nice as well, right? Vrykle is really, really nice as well. I think Peaceful Piper is my least preferred one. Embrace was also pretty decent, but it was against Drum Circle, right, Mariketh? Like, I think I'd rather have this. You're working. Take a nap in the afternoon, maybe. Alright, back at you, Bohemius. I hope work been treating you well, dude. I know you've been real busy lately. Thing is, if I take Claw, it also is a draw from Flower Child. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I did that yesterday myself. Wow, seems to be Marsh Hydra day. Make sure you type refund in the collection and refund all them cards. There's Bioluminescence, there's all the Wild Seed cards, there's Halduron. I'm going on Ending Swarm, kind of just need that 6 refill. Pouncer Menace, we actually do have a couple mechs. This gives me a bunch of 1/1s for the pool, but we already have quite a few cards for the pool, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, but the refund is still active, Mark. The refund is still active. It does count as a lot. I think Menace is also good for the buffs though, so I'll take it. I need a couple more 2s. There's one. There's an Arbor. I think it's better than the Nymph. Hey, Dealy. I'll go Mermy. Undead. Cool for Swarm. Sticky. Another Ancient. Witchwood. Dreaming. And... how good is Pouch? Did I just take the Merla? Yeah, for sure, Bohemius. We have a bunch of Treants for the Swarm. Me likey this deck, man. Me likey this deck. Maybe I do take the Rushy Reactive. Like Pouch? I like Pouch too. On 2 I've got Witchwood sort of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's nice to have a Rush though. Would be my only one apart from Marsh. Yeah, so Pouch would be like a late game thing. You know what, screw it, I'm going Red Skill. Alright, I actually kind of like this deck, man. I kind of like this deck, 12-0. Bet Lone's soft boiling eggs and doing fajitas and stuff in her air fryer, and I just cook breaded chicken and fries in mine. Lana's the air fryer expert, Roldy.
You asked for it.
Lana's making air fryers inside her air fryer. Think about it. Yeah, I've got it open right now, Bohemius, and I'll let you go prep. Let's take a look. So this is your Demon Hunter. This is the Banshee one you said. Nice ones. Double Unleash fails well for those pesky hunters. Cycles on 2, Security like it. Wriggling Corpor is good. Double Crusher as well, you can forge on 2. Gunarg. I love face damage as well. Relentless Pursuit, Gnarg. They've got Glaivetar for cycle and weapon, Double Inquisitor for finishers. Bladed Lady, which you can get out nicely with the Chaos Strikes and Glaivetars and the Pursuits. I like it. Pretty good tempo list, Bohemius, I would say. Pretty good tempo list. Oh, face. I didn't get offered Blood Treant. Ivanovich, don't blame me. Blame Microsoft. You can add add-ons to your air fryer. Oh, look at Lana go. Oh my god, look at this guy go. Hey Ivanovich. Hey Kayani. Hey Samlak. Welcome to the channel, Sam. There's loads of videos on people doing cool stuff. You've entered the realm as well, Fire Sale. Well, that sucks. And my board is gone. And Orange is here. It's a good one, Kayeni. This looks like a good one. This looks like a good one, man. Alright, we're gonna pop it and rip the Arbor. That's how you know they don't know how to play Artificer? Really? I think tempoing it is correct, though, some of it's your play. Oh, they're trays. Okay, gotcha, Lana. So the thing is, they're going to double bolt 2 of these. But we're fine. Yeah, I actually drafted Drum Circle. I have the Ancients as usual. We've got Flower Child for draw. It's got Solid Curve. We really got lucky filling out the 2s, because I was lacking 2s. I filled out the 2s. Later on in the draft, I've got a Disciple for high roll. Double Arbor as well. Hey Rocket, welcome. Okay, we'll just go with a Marsh Hydra because my Treants died. This is fine. Clear arrive. You know what you need, Lana? You need a blender, right? You put it next to your air fryer. Think about this. You cook stuff inside your air fryer, right? Then you blend it.
With a cherry on top.
So I know they could reverb it. They could ping and reverb, but they still have to do a little bit. Isn't it honestly more worth to hold Artificer than tempo on the first 2 turns? Like I always tell you, never generically. I think depending on your deck and depending on your hand, you should be tempoing them actually. A 1-mana 1/3 is pretty good, especially with upside. Especially against Druid when I'm playing a bunch of 1/1s as well, right? Dose's milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. What about the girls? That's soup, Lana said. Well, yeah, it's good soup, Lana. Think about it. Blended lasagna and chicken air fried soup. Oh, I want that flower child. What beasts do we have in the deck? None. So I think I actually find like yeah, something that lets me
Nature speaks through my teeth.
Three. Man, I might actually take the free bird. I don't know here though. Maybe I'm trading. Maybe I still play Flower Child, huh? And just play the Penguin then. Pound is a clean trade, but I don't think I care that much. I think I'm actually taking the free bird, but playing the Flower Child. Try to hit the drum circle, and we miss. Morning, Mivy. The second one becomes a little more iffy for sure, awesome. Yeah, the first one though, highly agree with what they did. Always put your food through a process so you don't need to chew. Is that drafted? Drafted secret? Okay. I could have just killed one and pushed face. I don't want to do this for now though. Hey Pederick. Yeah, I just want to finish. Like, without the barrier, the Freebird was potentially lethal. I have a lot of 4 and 7, which is making it a little bit awkward here, but we'll see. I mean, yeah. Can't get through here, unfortunately. Can't even hero power. So I could Freebird full clear and play Swarm. I really want that Disciple of Eonar out there. I really want this Disciple of Eonar. Maybe I just take one Disciple of Eonar.
Let's see.
I could also full trade, play Eonar Swarm. That's another interesting one. Okay. Maybe a little awkward. I know they can take this tray, I don't care. I just want more board space. The Hellhound would have been a lot better than Freebird. Well, yeah, but they were at 1 health, right, Ivanovich? They just happened to go freeze, ice barrier into defenders. So the Freebird would have just been lethal, which is more important for me personally. Imagine having Ancient of Growth in hand and choosing to play Freebird. Freebird, is that like a Creed reference? Why, that was a good thing they removed Flame Strike. Why? I mean, I'd play differently if I knew Flame Strike was in. I'm as free as a bird. Oh, of course, someone told me it was a Lynyrd Skynyrd reference. Oh yeah, of course. I don't know why.
Knowledge is power.
I don't know why I don't know why my mind went there. Man, I am tempted to keep growth, but we'll do this. Yeah, our hand wasn't bad with the Flower Child, right? I was hoping for a 3-cost beast, I'll be honest, or a 1-cost beast with hero power. So I was looking for 1s and 3s. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! 2, 3, maybe even Coin Arbor. I just need one of these to survive. Oh no. They're gonna ruin my turn, huh? Come on, they never double trade. Who double trades here, right? Come on. Right? Right? The 3-2 goes face. They don't like trading a 3-2 into a 2-2. Feels bad, right?
A whirlwind of flavor.
So now they're gonna have to Molten Rune it and play the 1-2. I could just swap to a Disciple here.
That was heavy.
That was heavy. that was heavy. Ooh, that's pretty good, but we get the trade, so I don't really care. I think maybe I don't even coin Arbor. Could just Disciple. Could also pop open these Witchwood apples in preparation for the Arbor up, right? I think we just do this, it's fine.
Too much water.
Yeah, I think the 2-2 should have traded. The 3-2 is a tough trade, though. I think it makes sense to go face from this, but yeah, okay, that's their Forge. That's completely fine. So I could actually pop instead of Arbor now. What do we have inside the Swarm? We actually only have one Treant inside the Swarm, right? I'm tempted to Menace. I think I'm doing this though. Yeah, I know there's a world where you could Lunar Arbor, but I could always Treant Lunar Arbor next turn. Yeah, a lot of people over Forge, I think, Chuck. They don't see the game plan and they Forge knowing it's going to be valuable in advance and not realizing that they're going to have to use it before it's valuable. You wanted the second? I'm going for this play, I think. Is the truth. Before this, I wanted to Arbor before because I want more minions, right? I only have one Treant in it right now. Yeah, I know, Fire Sale. Oh, I could have coined the zombie, that's true.
Might or magic, I'll withstand it all.
Did I miss an attack? Did I really? I mean, looks like it. Looks like it. Holy cow. Okay. Ooh, guys. Oh, I'm drinking my first coffee here, guys. Excuse me. Oh, now I get why Kayani said Stalin. Oh my god. Alright, let's go, guys. Exactly. Why weren't you active before, chat? I need this kind of chat activity 24/7. Don't you want to see an arena streamer with 2,000 viewers? When a new viewer pops in here, they have to see chat going. It's not decaf, Rocket.
Come in.
No. Wait, guys. Hey, Push Beyond. Hoping I'm streaming you well. Had disgusting streak of horrible drafts. Last 6 drafts in a row. Eesh, man. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, man. That is unfortunate.
Flower power.
It is disheartening when that happens. I really get enjoyment out of pointing out what you do wrong. Keep on going then, it's all good. You don't have a hot tub, your stream will never top a few hundred, yeah? I'll prove you wrong, Dano. Guys, don't you want to prove Dano wrong? Think about it. Think about it. All you need is a hot tub, you don't even need to be in it. Someone does, just not you. Wow. Wow, Daniel. Don't you want to see me in a bikini now? Is that what it's about? I just want to play Odin, okay? That was good positioning, Kayane. That was perfect positioning. Played around Bunny as well as I could, i.e. 0. And played around Silas. How often do you play around Silas and Bunny at the same time?
Lunara versus Gera.
Right. This is the Icelandic version of luck right there.
A new song begins.
I feel like this is a keep, actually. Amuse me with your tales of victory. Okay, Mr. Chuck. Never Lucy. Never Lucky. Alright, in Scandinavian languages, is the C a hard C like K? Actually, legit question. Those is too hairy for hot tub filtration.
Did that just...
Oh, wow, okay. Damn, boy. Look at me. Look at me. I say, look at me. So I can draw Marsh Hydra, but I think I want to discover a curve.
Nature speaks through my
Maybe even a Pengy. Ooh. Maybe a Cracky instead. Cracky zombie, right? Amalgam Band is what? Undead, Murloc, Mech, Dragon.
Time grows short.
Beast. Galio Lingo, yeah, you know, Galio is prison in Italian, right? But it's funny we say Gaglio, right? When I don't know why. Maybe it's because of where I'm from and because I've listened to a lot of Italian. But when people read Italian or Maltese in English, if you know what I mean, it always cracks me up. Mate. Mate. This guy's kicking me right here. This guy's totes kicking me right here. Holy crap. I mean, they did coin coroner, which is actually kind of interesting. Smart play, I think, based on their hand and what I ended up playing. I did end up having a bunch of 1/1s though, which really helped their plan, right? Really helped their plan. Ruined my Soul of the Forest plan. Too bad your username isn't father. Then you could be like, look, I am your father. Dude. Okay. I want a soul, so I'm just gonna drop this. Whatever. I'll take another 5. I know I could have hero power corporal, but look. I mean, I can still show him down, Dano. I'm gonna show him who's boss. Look. With their warrior right here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you think they're going face? You think they're killing this? They're thinking hard. Contra Prime because it says Prime will be available on 31st August. Oh, you just have to wait for the time then, the exact time, Bugatti. It's actually by the minute. As far as I know. So soon, Bugatti. soon. So Prime, the way it works is that Twitch subs work for 1 month, calendar month, whereas Prime's 30 days or something like that.
All ends with death.
Okay. I mean, they can almost kill me here, but man, we can turn this around instantly. If I pick up an Arbor or something to protect me next turn, even a Silver Moon Sentinel, a Drake, a Conservator Nymph, something, and then bam, Ancient of Growth. They sent me an email about how September was going to work. I think it had to be a new sub though, Lana, because they made it way worse in the last 2 years. I think it's either a new sub and then gifteds are only like cheaper in the last week. Just under a week anyway. When it starts proper, which is actually tomorrow, I can give you some more deets if so. Interesting. You're going for a cycle? Every time I do yoga, I'm like, why do I not do this more often? That's true, aquaculture should be here doing yoga more often, right? That's scary. That is scary.
For the Dark Lord.
They probably have a plan. I would assume they have a plan. Ever met Anomaly? He's a YouTuber, Twitch streamer in Malta. No, never even heard of them. I actually didn't know any YouTubers or streamers in Malta when I lived in Malta. I had heard of Neville's. I didn't know them, but I had seen Neville's before. I've only heard of like Joker this year. What does Anomaly do? Say my name. How do you feel, guys, if Hunter nerfs affect Hunter in Arena? Well, wild spirits aren't so common anymore, so I don't know. I was watching some shady Bunny Brief this morning after watching a bit of Judge last night play BGs, but I'm still completely clueless about the mode. It's like another level almost, right? There's a guy called Kurt, ex-FIFA Pro. I may have actually heard about Kurt, jokes aside now. Anomaly is Swedish, but lives in Malta now. Oh. Yeah, no idea, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is fine, right? 1. I always hated Ivanovich, so for example, I only played a little bit of BGs when it came out, so it's just completely different now, Ivanovich. The meta changes often enough and quantity-wise enough to need you to keep up to date the same way you currently do on Arena, right? In order to be a top player, for sure. It's also a grindy mode, so you need to play a lot to get your MMR back to the top. What I always hated myself is how boring the first rounds are. They're so restricted in skill. Yeah, I gotta choose one minion over another, or oh, this hero needs you to level on 3. Well, yeah, but that's super easy. You'll get that within a few days of playing. And then all of a sudden, you've got like 10 million different options going on at like turn 10, and it just becomes this APM massive skill experience fiesta with also RNG, and I know, just too much for streaming in my opinion. And I don't like that swingy effect of it, personally. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, mate. I mean, tier 1, 2, 3 isn't much either. Well, yeah, it's also true, Lokalin, but it's quite different, the exponential change, Lokalin. That's me, though. People can enjoy that, right?
How about...
No issue with that at all. Is it me, or are the taunts like alternating? I think I'm trading now. It's just a safety thing. Look at that. They were so confident. I have one thing to say to your opponent. Look! I am your father. Ich bin deine Führer. That is not how it translates.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah, Lunar, ignore me, okay?
Do you have this in a bigger size?
Okay, I have one question for you, Lunar. Do you have this in a bigger size? That was a turn right there. Right. It's not how it translates, but based on the game, Dano, maybe I wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? We're going for 4. Let me just grab. That's what she said.
The blight begins. A new song begins.
I could coin 2s, but I'd rather coin 5s, I think. I don't think it's that steep of a learning curve, Ivanovich. Right? I think it depends how you compare. I think because you're so good at Arena. So they're gonna go with Eulogizer, probably. So I think I'm actually going with these double ones. You're comparing where you are with where the top players are. It's like being a new 1 to 2 in average Arena player and going, damn, it's a really steep learning curve to get to 8 win average. Do you know what I mean? Well, yes, but you don't go from 1 to 2 to 8, you know what I mean? I think we just go with the 3. The more Dog I watch, the steeper I feel the curve is. Dog is a smart player. I'm gonna go ahead and coin this out. Yeah, it's nice to have the little things to you know, be able to trade into this nicely. But we can always pixie free hero power it, right? So we can do like a 2/2/1 and then we can swarm. So what's in the swarm right now? Just 2/1/2 Treants, right? Okay, we'll see. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that if I played... Oh, that's their forge. I'm pretty sure if I played BGs, I'd have about 17,000 MMR, for example. Some people say that's very good. It is. Obviously, by the way. Obviously. Discover. I don't want to swarm here. I want to Eonar, but I really want a hero power, so let's do this. Hellhound. I could take the mistake, so I can play Eonar with it next turn. We'll also take the Snow Flipper Penguin for Drum Circle. That's interesting. You just dial it back, you go Eonar next turn, right? I kind of want the hero power. I don't need to, I kind of want to. I think I'm actually taking the Snow Flipper. I don't know if I even play it. I think I hold it for now. What card is stronger throughout the Hearthstone history? War Golem or Marsh Hydra? What do you think, Pavley? I get what Ivanovich means can be a problem because you're put off by your own unrealistically high expectations. Oh yeah, no, I get what Ivanovich means as well. But I'm just evening out the comparison.
Hey, I got you.
Oh no, yeah, I'm only going for it because of the Pixie Ivanovich, otherwise I'd just ignore it, to be honest with you. Take the extra damage here. I want a Disciple. It's just too good to get into the Drum Circle. But I'll probably hero power this and value trade here. I'm gonna hold back the Pingu. We'll do this. Yeah, I think when you're really good at a mode, you can get good quickly at another mode, but you can't get as good as you would want to quickly enough. Made a new account last night to try and find the 12 plus and got stunned by barcodes all night long. That sucks, Merc. That sucks. Mufandi also had some amazing decks, right? Like, that priest deck. I don't think I've drafted a priest like that yet, for example. Pretty good. Your turn! Death Knight! That's actually pretty good, not gonna lie. But not really good enough. I also now have a full unending swarm. My hand's pretty good.
Everybody needs a castle.
The thing is, if they hit me with a Scourge next turn, I could be royally fruct. That's all good, Ivanovich. I'm pretty sure you are an amazing player, nonetheless. I want these two to go into here. I want to maximize face. I almost want to Ancient of Growth these back into 5/5s. Just for a heal, right? Is it even worth it? No, maybe not yet with the horn. So maybe I did a little mistake then. Maybe I should have used this to trade. It's all good. I gotta maximize some more face damage there, I think, but... Hey, Kohei times, Druid fun? I enjoy Druid. I enjoy Druid, Kohei. Is it good? I mean, this is a good deck, but I don't think Druid is consistently good, Kohei.
It's boogie time.
And they have another AoE. So we have the Ancient Army. That is a clear. Damn, son. So we could Alakir then. I could also go Ancient of Growth for Treant, for example. Could also just Swarm. Swarm should give me a full board, right? And then a Hero Power face. Thing is, I would love to have something like Soul or Arbor up in hand for the Swarm. So maybe I do take just a growth turn. I think I'm fine with that. And now we'll go Sticky. Michael! Welcome to the channel, thanks for that follow. Honestly, for that drum circle turn, they've kind of held their own.
Citadel stands strong.
Kinda held up. We are versus Invisible here.
Reach for the sky.
Okay, sure.
Need a drop?
That's annoying because they get the double kill. I just wanted to present a board where the Horn wouldn't be something they would want to do. Damn. Okay. It's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's the Arbor. Is this lethal? No, so I think I do take this trade then. It's still worth this combo, right? It's still worth it, right? The question is whether I take this pre-trade. I think I actually do. I can't clear more damage, so might as well get the buff after. We just need a little bit to stick. They have one card left. They can draw and they top decked, but then we also have Alakir, we also have the Ancient. We are on our last straws though here. Actually kind of surprised me how well they answered my board. Like something like a Remorseless here and they are still totally in this. We can still contest though because they are relatively low on health. We just need a little bit more push.
Ready to fight for a better future?
Yeah, the Horn really helped them. The Horn really helped them. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and? Because the Horn dealt like, first of all, Remorseless dealt like 14 damage, or 16 damage, right? And then the Horn dealt like 3, 6, 9, like 10 damage by itself, right? 4 versus 7. Like sweating insects. Alright, Cuatros. Let's go for it. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one.
Lunara versus the Lich King.
All will serve me in death.
The new song begins.
Tempted to keep this too, but let's do something like this. I think this is a good 3 on coin with zombie.
I grant you permission.
That's a good curve. 1, 2, 3, Arbor up. Don't hurt me, Kenny. Alright, Fire Manful. That's interesting. Man, I'm feeling this run. I need a 12 Druid. That's fine. That's fine. That's slow even. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, much better draws than yesterday. That's for sure. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not even. I'm ignoring these, right? Ooh. Man. Ooh. I think we still stick to this. Even though that's really cool. 12 Druid is pretty hard. Oh yeah, for sure. It's one of the 3 classes I don't have 12 this meta. It's just inconsistent, but this one is one of my better Druids for sure. It's cohesive. And it has good quality cards in it. A little annoying. I would have then traded it, but I expect them to go for the trades at Kampai, so yeah. I think it's worth the trades. I know I get less minions, but I don't want to miss 5 here. And we know they are... What's Graveyard Shift? 1 Unholy so far. Okay. Bonk. They thought it would stop me for a little bit, but... Had a priest add me today after they won a sweaty game to tell me skill issue. They beat you and they added you to BMU? Wow. Nero, you should have just GG smiley face. Wow, unbelievable. So this is +2, 7, 19. 3 off if they kill this 1-1. Lethal if they don't kill this 1-1. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's really good because they get the extra kill as well, right? Oh, wow. Really? That aggressively killing this Treant. Huh. Now that's interesting. That's surprisingly aggressively killing a 4-1. That 3 had skill issue.
Let's see.
Okay. Every Overwatch game ends with a winner saying insert character diff. Is Dread's a character, Lana? Because I've heard that a lot. Don't like Arbor, but what's your play? Lingering plus Sentinel? Because I drew Drum Circle, I don't mind it. I can take a Taunt Protect turn into Drum. Crip would be calling Sniper by now. I mean, it is a little bit of an interestingly suspicious play to go all out using corpses to ping a 4-1, but... Remember, it's still 5 mana, summon 2 4/3s, give minion +2/+1. Imagine clearing board against Druid. Oh no, clearing the board was fine. The mosh pit felt a little extra, that's all. It is a good idea, but... I mean, again, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything at all. I think I want to kill this.
The streets are not safe.
I'm gonna go face. Yeah, but I don't mind 3+1 hero power into Drum Circle then, in the same way you wanted to do the 3+1 to set up the Arbor. Not you in general. The 3+1+ hero power sets up the drum then, right? In fact, it sets up the drum better, I would say. Because this has more chance of being there. And yeah, also there's a chance for me to draw a 2, which means I don't even need the hero power. Zombie always gonna be there. Unless they trade, I trade. Then they trade again, right? I've got an 11 Pally Ikampai. This meta, remember. Ivanovich, the first message from Ivanovich Tal was... exactly that. Why no Blood Treant? I didn't get offered Blood Treant actually. Like, do I even want to drum circle here? Why not? I mean, it's alright, but Marsh may just be interesting. Kinda like the Marsh.
I don't.
Great content as always, Gus.
Sayax, thank you so much for the 6-month Prime. New mug as well. Glad you enjoy the content, dude. This is Randy Marsh. Actually, it's all 3. Why would you take the choose 1 card, dude? Where's Juso? Was it Juso who posted in... What? There's no way that's the pick. Just like, no way. Ike too, yeah, it's Stan, Randy, and Ike's the one on the right. I forgot their names too, and I watched it like, oh, it was Bray. Sorry, Juso. I know you two had a conversation. Ike is Kyle's brother, so there's Stan, Randy. Dude, I watched something like a month ago and I forgot their names. Ike is the little Canadian. Slash Kyle's brother. Stan's mom and Stan's sister. Okay, we get the kill here. Sumac Lane doesn't care about winning, but keeps playing the best class. You know me, dude. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Sharon, yes! Sharon is the mom. Oh, they had another minion. Oh, I thought I was helping myself. Whoops. Oh, wait. I forgot it was... Never mind. I used to give my prime sub to Trump or Tice, but now it's only Dose. I appreciate it, Zayax. You're open to give it to anyone you want, but the support does help me a ton, and most importantly, I'm happy you like the content, Zayax. Oh, Shelly! You're right, it is Shelly Bugatti. Nice one. Orange? I know, I could have done this. I realized right after I played the rush. I've been watching too many Crip Solve Chronicles because I imagine Crip on the enemy portrait saying drooling noob after that play. Skill issue, Juso. But yeah, I mentioned Juso earlier and I meant to say Bray because Bray said that his opponent was all confused. When his opponent did exactly what my opponent just did. With the forge thing.
Begins.
The question is, do I keep Soul here? So I go first, I Witchwood. Then they pass their turn 1. Or they coin a 2-3. Then I play double 2s, they kill 1. So at best it's a landscaping. So I'll chuck it. Landscape is acceptable, but because I'm saying the word at best, I'll chuck it. If it could consistently be a landscaping, I'd totally use it, but it's not. With the replicating could have been a nice keep and this top deck, right? So I wouldn't have minded it now instead of the drum circle. That's beautiful. I'll start with this. What kind of stats do you get for manscaping? Dude, they offered me a freaking sponsorship and then they never followed through, Tal. I was gonna hero power. I think we just go wide now. Happy Thursday, Shippy. Working on the ship today. I hope all your family stuff went well in the end, Mr. Shippy. Good luck at work. I think I want to play Menace later to get a better drum. I do want to do some trick. Ooh, do I ever Nymph instead now? Play off curve? Maybe. I think I do.
They grow up so fast.
I know Dread's got one, Tal. I know they contacted, I think I heard Red say as well. It's one of these agencies that, you know, sends a million emails and then doesn't necessarily follow through on all of them.
Much closer.
It's boogie time!
Equality cons, Libram cons, and all of those could do some work for sure. I don't even know if I want a red gill. I may even honestly pre-hero power the cool ghoul. I'm playing this. Paladin of Void is such a struggle, for sure. I think they also tried to full mal and whiffed a little bit, because they ended up hero powering on 2. Like, I could tempo red gill and not attack with it. I'm almost tempted to attack with this, but I could always do it next turn with the extra 2 damage if I really need to, so I'll hold, because we're almost at lethal. They have to do a lot here. Okay, that tells me no cons, maybe? Cons might be you want to hit here. Yeah, I don't even need to choose one at this point, right? My idea with the Menace was to pop it open and then get the drum circle for a full board, but I think I'm even going to purposely kill off the 5/5. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even seem like I need the drum circle. But we'll see. Shouldn't be a safe bet. Sammy Sam, what are you doing, Sammy Sam? Alright, let's break some glass here. We're rebels in these air parts. Bam. I think they left. No, they're here. They're thinking. Subdue. Okay. I should have sent that face, I guess, then. Dragon heal.
Looks like I'm here just in time.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
For the Dark Lord!
I could have pre-hit the 4-6 and then killed one with the 5-8 just to play around the quality cons, because that's the punish here. We'll see if they have it. Has to be a quality cons though, right?
I will not forsake.
That is actually quite good. They make them all 2-2s. It's actually quite good.
Cease your quarrel at once.
I haven't drafted Amethyst yet. Is this lethal? Five.
Now how about... Too much water.
Yeah, all minions 2 damage passive. I know. Let's try something like this. So I understand why their deck is where they are. That was a very good Amethyst, by the way. Like, look how they evened the board that was just about to utterly destroy them without needing a double drum circle. I think I still win if they judge unworthy, unless they have follow-ups like this. They could judge unworthy here. I guess they trade here first. No, they would clear quite a bit. I didn't have a choice though, right? Could have killed this, I guess, instead.
Mistakes of the past.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I want him hero power, but it's pretty good draw discover there. Titan into an Akranos. I faced a double Amethyst and Akranos drafted at 1 and 2 before. I don't think I'd bother with the soul, right? I just do this after. I just play Drakari.
How about...
Maybe not even Pixie, because I'll miss a 2-1 taunt. I mean, I'm going for the kill here. I've got 6 minions coming back. The question is, do I play the Pixie? It's a better minion.
One Sunday get you after I.
But next time it gives me an extra damage. I think I'm gonna hold it. Dealing 2 and I'm gonna get a board full of 2 attacks is actually quite important, I think. Especially when it's replacing a minion. Oh, it replaces the 4-5, even more so. Oh, I forgot they get the taunt back though. Okay. That trade means they don't have cons at least. Still should be fine. I mean, they've got card advantage and 10 mana. Okay, Sammy Sam, holy crap. What you got now? Oh, Lord almighty, dude. How am I going to... What's inside this? Just the micro butts.
Now how about...
Damn. I feel like I'm gonna lose this one. they're gonna win. 8. They're gonna have cons and win the game. Holy crap. No? They didn't give me the well played, so I'm a little scared. Oh my god.
It's boogie time.
Yeah, I knew they could do that. I'm just trying to force more of these large minions to hit a taunt, hopefully. The thing is, I need to somehow get through the 7-7. It's very hard for me. The Amethyst and Akronos was so good vs Druid. And then obviously they also had the Griffin and the Colossus. So I think I would have won, by the way. Like an interesting thing. I would have won if Subdue, if I send that 5-5 Dome. They would have subdued a 3 instead, so I gain 4. And I lose 2. They also had the healer. Wow. They win. They win. I don't have no Arbors and Sentinels. Good sequence of events for them. I don't think I can get through here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I'm gonna start bonking. Yeah, I know, but I don't think that gets me. That's it. That lets me survive. Like this, you mean? Yeah, I'm dead.
You truly are a free
Damn.
spirit.
Thank you.
So I guess I should have sent the 5-5 Dome. Really nice subdue play by them for sure. Few good draws from their end for sure as well. Can't admit, have to admit, but their 5-5 had to go Dome. That 5-5 had to go Dome. Can't believe he stabilized. Yeah, some of the best possible turns that you could imagine from them. Right, that's probably the best Amethyst I have ever seen. Into a nice Flight of the Bronze 5-5 taunt into specifically Discover an Akronos, right? A well-played subdue by them, have to admit, that was not top-decked, right? The top-deck heal, they held the Colossus, and then the top-deck Libram as well, right? So, like 3 perfect cards, a perfect Discover, and a couple of top decks. And a good deck. But my deck is good too, right?
Song begins.
I also win if I draw Arbor up after they Anachronost. By the way, that's something to think about. I think you always keep Arbor, but I'm looking for better cards. Honestly, I really like the 10 mana 7/7 in this meta. Really? I don't think it's good. I think it's only good versus the worst classes, essentially. Like Druid, Pally, Rogue. Not enough cards to counter it. Reverb. Death. Silence. So it depends. Death Knight, Mage, Warlock, and Priest counter it very easily. I would say. But yeah, the bottom classes don't have a lot of ways to counter it. Even Paladin has a few ways. That doesn't really completely kill it. Well, yeah, but you spent 10 mana, that's answered by 4 mana. So silence plus death. Or a few trades and death, right? It costs 10, remember. That has to go. I think at the cost of playing this off curve, unfortunately. I could just play Sentinel and then go double 2 next turn. That's also a consideration. You know what? Let's do it. I'll hold this hero power. Just in case they do like a Molten Rune trade here and get this back to full heal. Full health. But yeah, I think it's a little better in a way. But I still think it's not too good, let's put it that way. I think I do pre-hit here. In fact, I might even take the kill. It makes it more likely that they ping this off, which sucks, but... Let's do this. I'll ping that off so that if they want to trade at least it dies, they can't do some shenanigans. Okay, we're ripping the Arbor here, easy. Unfortunately, I think I do double trade here as well. Could have value traded. I don't really care about that though. My experience is opponents rarely counter it, although it might be due to a sample size and won you a few games. My experience when not playing the bottom tier classes is that it's typically too little too late. I was gonna trade, but this is very nice. I was gonna hero power, sorry. But yeah, it could be the final straw in a game, right? Just like it was in that one. But I would argue that the Colossus wasn't what won them the game. It helped them, but the Libram, the top deck Libram and the top deck Heal Dragon, coupled with the 5/5 taunt for 1 mana and the Discover the Nacronos and Amethyst, were significantly more important in that game. But yeah, it has some value for sure. Sure, there you go, Dome. I might just go hero power, spread the word here. I could even trade, but I think I'm just doing this. That last game was actually insane. It was Dolmen. Really, I think my opponent played well. Like, I'm not complaining about what happened. I'm just sort of stating the facts. I think they had a great deck, but I think I have a good deck too. I think the key from them was subduing my 5/5. Really smart play. A few things had to go their way as well, because I think I played well too. And the only thing I'm questioning from my end, because I can't change what they played or how they drew, is whether I should have sent that 5/5 Dome. The only punish was them using Subdue or Judge Unworthy on it. It's just... There are a lot of other things, like if they play taunts, where you should have held it back. But... smart move from them. It does feel natural to not smark it. I was actually considering it though, right, Dolmen, on that turn. The reason I held it back is knowing that I might need an extra 2 damage on it, and knowing that the next turn I can still send it face before drum circling. I think I will stick by the fact that I think that that's still the consistently right play. Because it plays around more common things like taunts and heals. But they played well. I saw behind game 9 last night, I was going to lose 9 to save me, and the guy DC'd a new one. Is this where I start screaming paid actor, Lychee? Hey, it sucks for them. Happens to you too, right? You take it though. I think this is a fine keep. Arbor I'm always keeping. I think I keep Careless. The question is whether I keep Embalmer. Coin Mechanist is pretty good, but I think I'll keep Embalmer. Coining 3s is a fine play, and I should always hit a 4. Or a 1 or a 2. I will start with the Mechanist just to make sure that if I want to Flower Child, the Mechanist is gone by then. End up with a little bit of an awkward draw, no 2s. Eesh. Okay, there's a 2. I'll stick to it then. Especially against this. I think I will still Mechanist next turn, just because it contests their Felmo well. So did you end up going 12, Lychee? Get a killer run? Ooh, just a hero power. This is an interesting one.
Let's see.
I think I'm still doing this. So I know I could Embalmer the 5-5. If it hits it, that would be great. If it hits the 3-4, would be awkward though. In this case, if it hits here or face, I can always Embalmer plus Zombie. Or I can always Zombie and Embalmer the Zombie. So this gives me options now. I actually would have rather it hit here maybe, but we'll see. I was going to go for the Coin Arbor, but I think now I'll go Embalmer Zombie into Arbor. And then we'll get Flower Child out on 6 somehow. Like I could Hero Power Coin Flower Child. And that gets me into these Marsh Hydra Ancient of Growth turns. I like this guy's name. I've been to Lund before. It's a nice place.
Did that just
Interesting. So what would I rather... What would I rather reborn is the question. This? Or this? I think the zombie still, but I'm taking this trade. There's a world where I replicating Menace now instead though, right? Kill it off, get a bigger Arbor. This should be roughly identical though, with more initiative. Not explain what I mean. I don't think I want to coin Summer Child. So the Menace, it dies, I get 3 1/1s, I buff 3 extra minions with Arbor up. I could do the same by killing off the zombie, 1, 2, 3 minions, right? But if I don't want to kill them off, the Arbor up gives me more initiative here, because I have 2 minions ready to attack. It's annoying. Why not value trade? Because I'm scared of dying. I need to remove that damage, Super Triada. For me, the value trade doesn't matter. I need to stop them killing me right now. I'm gonna have such a huge swing turn, I don't care. Annoying. Like, I even think I take this trade. This could be freezing here. Could also be bait and switch and stuff.
Join the spirits. Join the spirits.
I could have coined Zombie. Opens the world to all the other secrets as well though, right? Like zombies basically. Which it seems like it is. Hey Super Triada. Yeah, that's the reason I didn't value trade. I'd be at 13 now and still facing a 5-4, and if they have like a ping or some way of killing my 4-5, then that 5 gets to push an extra 8. And that's just game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Canister. You get the zombie for the Flower Child as well. Good stuff. Welcome, Smoked. Smoke. Good to have you here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're enjoying the stream, dude. That's another thing I was thinking, chasing. Running it in for an extra buff is also something to consider. It was alright, I think, chasing. It's just very secret dependent. At that point, I would say. I still think this is zombies. Which means I'm not sure I want to lingering. Though, annoyingly.
What if?
Right, who drafts open the cages?
We all exist in harmony.
A 6-1 hunter? They're more likely to drop zombies though.
Time grows short. Flower power.
Join the spirits.
I could also just use Flower Child without Finale. That's fine. But this way round gives me the Ancient or Drum Circle plus Lingering Zombie now, right? If I really want to. And it gives me 2 reductions, so it's not just the 6 plus the 1. It's then also a 6 plus a 2 on 8, which makes a touch difference. Question, does if you coin, does it activate Mana Thirst? No. No, not if you're not there yet, if you know what I mean. So like for example, if I coin and play Sentinel here, it doesn't give me the Mana Thirst. That was a tough game actually. Alright, 7 baby! Yeah, Mana Thirst means you have to have that many mana crystals. Coin doesn't give you a mana crystal. That's the differentiator.
Lunara versus the Lich King.
That's called a mirror lead, man. That's called a mirror. I'm gonna chuck Ancient, but I'll keep the 2 and the 3. I think if you really want Asia, it's AP Merc. I think it's AP. It's actually called Asia Pacific, I think, but we all call it Asia. Okay, this is pretty good. 1, 2, 3. The Swarm would be 4 minions already. How are you both doing, Crimson and Lead? More importantly, it's good to see you. Next hero power cost 0, easy, go face. No need to use it yet. Good. And delightful to hear, my dude.
The citadel stands
That's fine.
strong.
I could kill it, but I don't think I care enough. Same goes with Overload. In what sense, super true though? If you have Overload but you're at 8 mana, then you still have that many mana crystals. Some of them are just locked. Ooh. Yeah, let's go all out. I'm going to hero power this because I know I can use the zombie, but keeping a minion with Death Rattle is huge for the Arbor up. And now we have to remember what we have in for the Swarm, but Swarm is great on 6 now. Oh, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. I think that's as well as you can curve, honestly, with this deck. Yeah, I don't think they can come back here. I don't think they can come back here.
The fallen will serve.
That plus AoE? That's probably the best you can do, but I don't think it's enough anyway. Yeah, I don't even need to get there, can I, right? Yeah, this was snowball. Perfect curve. I drew well. I had perfect curve. The mulligan was, I think, a good mulligan, but we got lucky to hit the zombie on one. And then we also got lucky to draw the arbor, right? So it was just really good. So if you're at 8 mana with Overload 1 and 7 available, it still activates an 8 mana thirst. Yes, it does. It does, Super Trio, though. As long as your base mana is the amount needed, it activates it. Ooh, Eonar is so good, I think you should be keeping it. I think I'm searching for better cards. Redgill is interesting because it does help me slow down a pally that starts with stuff like Noble Minibot, and it's also nice for the unending pool. But I think I have better cards I can hit. Didn't play around double explosive sheep plus ping though. Was that actually winning for them? Okay, this is a combo. So 1, 2, take it from there. Yeah, we'll start with Vrykil. I could go Witchwood, but Vrykil is really good because it gives me a curve piece, more importantly. And also contests hero powers here. So I could play the Valkyr. Valkyr plus Witchwood is technically more tempo here. I think the only way out there was Corpse Explosion, whoever's though for them.
Let's see.
I don't think double explosive ping, like they have to have Archer, explosive.
Time goes short.
Full tempo with the 2 and 1. With a coin, you mean? I could as well. Yeah, I think this deck can afford to do that. We'll do these next turn. I think this deck can afford to. My reason for thinking about keeping coin is this, right? Right here, this combo.
One Sunday get you after I'm
I don't know about whether they had enough corpses. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. So there's also reasons to not play this early. Ooh. That's fine though, we get the kill. Because I don't want to draw another choose one instead. This is also more tempo right now. I kind of prefer, I think. As long as we play this on 5 or 6, should be good. That has to die. 3, 2, 4. There's Nymph. Okay.
They grow up so fast.
join the spirits. Your
I think I will take this trade against Pally because of things like Seal of Blood. Next turn I'm going to Disciple Treant, I think. This is where I think I become the aggressor. This trade might still be worth it though. There's a Swarm. I could do this, but I think this is fine. Should be fine here. I actually kind of want them to clear the board a little bit. Okay. It's pretty good. Question is whether I go for the double trade. I think I don't. Ooh, is this better? This is just better. Right, it's just purely better. So I could just play Ancient of Growth, end up with 5/5/5s, but this gives me this trade, lets me push 4. Alright. Well. Don't do it again. Don't do this to me again! Don't! Whew. Okay. Okay. Sorry, chat. Sorry, just... Nine wins! Yeah, but I wasn't in that position versus the last party, and they went Amethyst into Flight of the Bronze, into Anarchanos, into Heal, into Colossus, into Libram, right? And then they end up winning. Yeah, my deck is really good. 2 leads, man, for sure. I like this Druid. It's really nice. Got a nice little castle walls curve. Alright, I'm just gonna rush to the bathroom, but we're queuing for 10. Let's all pray for double Ds, baby. Alright, ready, set? Let's go. I'm gonna go Witchwood right now. Get these double 2s out. Bathroom queue. Yeah, get the ball rolling. Keep people excited for the next game. So I have to remember that Peaceful Piper will specifically draw me the Marsh Hydra. As far as I know, it's my only beast. Let's double check again. Merla, nothing. Undead, Dragon, Eonar, Arbor, nothing. Yes, that's my only beast. I think it's worth trading and doing some cleanup for now since we're ahead. Get to choose. So there's thoughts to playing Vrykul there, but I'll stick to this. This is where I want to start hitting my draws and or Arbor up, for example, now. Especially a 10-win Shaman. I think, honestly, the strength of this deck is the consistency of curve, which lets me mulligan for power moves, which let me mulligan for win cons, and it has plenty of win cons and supportive cards as well. So it's just well-rounded. But I can take certain risks for curve, has enough really good ones, enough really good 2s and stuff, enough synergy. I could Lunar 1 plus Soul. Nice, Slonic. No, it's not on YouTube yet. Usually there's like a week before I get there, Slonic. I have like a week leeway, I'll call it. I think I'll stick to this for now. Question is whether I value trade or not. I think it's a no. Prayed for double Ds once, she didn't show up, but got a D on math and English, so I counted it as an answered prayer. Hey, this is like the genie's wishes, Chasen. You never know, you always gotta be careful. Warwick! Shout out to Warwick, man. Hey, Warwick. Thank you so much for the raid. Good day, mate. Always cheerful. Good day, Warwick. I'm doing well, man. I'm in a good mood today. We have got a killer druid here. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Always glad to drop a shout out, man. What were you playing today in Wild? Yeah, this looks like this is a decent deck, Warwick. This is a decent deck. And one I'm hoping to go all the way with. I welcome everyone from work. We're playing a little bit of a Druid arena here. Druid's currently one of the worst classes in arena, but it can work sometimes, as is evident by this pretty good deck. How did I lose one game? Just a good barrage of storms from a paladin. They had Amethyst and Akranos, healing and Librims and everything. So if I draw with Piper, this dies, right? It does. So I'm gonna change it to this. Highly recommend you have a go at the Tavern Brawl this week. I haven't played Tavern Brawl in ages, Warwick. But I saw someone tweet about it. Maybe I'll give it a go for the pack at least, Warwick. Especially if you're highly recommending it. You're playing some XL Odds Demon Hunter in Wild. Then you just played some Triple Brawl. Triple Blood Death Knight. Is that the way to go with a Triple Blood? That's rough. Yeah, they had just a good barrage, you know. Like a really lucky Flight of the Bronze into an Akranos, a couple of good top decks and stuff like that. And they had a good deck as well, right? And we were really close. I think there are a couple of plays I could have made and maybe would have closed me the game. But I was just like 1 off lethal, 2 off lethal or something. What do you think about Judge? Is he a good arena player? Of course. I think all arena streamers are very good arena players. BO2. I think they're all at the top of their game. Not everyone plays for winning all the time though, right? That's something to consider as well. Not even I do all the time. This deck didn't lose a game, it just didn't win a game. That's fair. Hey Cheese, hey Ryudo. I had a 23-25 attack minion on turn 6. That sounds pretty good. Another turn the tides. Storm Strike. Like this opponent, for example, is also drawing and discovering quite well, I would say. I think it's time for me to draw my Marsh Hydra. The question is whether I send this 5/5 Dome now. I think I don't. It's kind of hard for them to deal with it without Earthquake. So sending a Dome does prepare the 2/2 to go face as well. But if they Lightning Storm, then I'm still in a little bit of trouble, and that would give me some sustain. Tidal Wave is not currently in, but Tidal Wave is 8 mana. Earthquake is in though. If they were at 7 mana, I would have gone face because of Earthquake.
Wind and breath.
They could have Titaned, yeah, but it's not exactly Tidal Wave, right? I think this is worth it. Now I think I go face. Because now they can Earthquake, which is probably how they could survive. Because of Earthquake, maybe I should have even pushed that 1 face. We'll see. They're slowly holding. The top deck Turn the Tides on 4, I think saved them. Without that Turn the Tides, they would have died like a turn ago. Hydrate, of course. Played around that. Just drop the 8, hope they don't have a Hex now. So technically missed one. Kind of hedged my bets there, but technically missed one. We'll see. So that's why I went 5 face there. Like these are some minor yet important decisions when you're trying to close out a game. Okay, they still need something else. They're rolling a taunt. Yeah. GG. If I didn't send that 5 face, wouldn't have had lethal there, and they could have turned it around. So it was a very key decision, actually. Eggplant. 10. Let's go. Sure, if you have a code work, I'll save it in my Discord and then I'll take a look later. Probably just try one off stream eventing for the pack in the weekend or something. But yeah, that would just help. Yeah, go ahead, work for sure, man. Now you can send it here if you're interested. You could also send it to me on Discord, so up to you. But I mean, I'll save it on Discord. I have a Discord conversation with myself. Whenever someone posts something in chat I want saved, I just message it to myself. Where players such as Amaz, Trump, Force, and Colento. Ooh, Trump still plays. Trump plays many different games. BO2. He plays some Hearthstone sometimes. Amaz plays Slay the Spire nowadays. Colento doesn't play anymore. Force doesn't play Hearthstone anymore. I started streaming only just over 2 years ago, BO2, and those players had already moved on. Versus Scarlet. But if you like Arena,
Let the blight begin.
well, there's this guy, BO2. His name is DoseofCoffee. He plays Arena a lot. Every day, in fact. He's got a YouTube and everything. He posts Arena runs on YouTube. He plays Arena on Twitch every day. I'm keeping lingering in Arbia. That's pretty good. Alright, sweet. God Lento is on our hearth. Uh-oh. Full key Bonebreaker, no bueno. I am not coining the second zombie here. Probably want to coin 4s or 5. Hey, Reptar. That's fine. I don't.
Feels like I got here a mere 7 months ago. Wow.
Wow. Did you hear how sarcastically Brian said that? Wow. Wow, thank you, Brian. You're meant to thank people, Brian!
Can't hurt.
Hey, thank you so much, Deepod, man. I appreciate the support. 7 months already, dude. It's... I'm sorry for Brian. I'm sorry, Deacon, but hey, thank you, really. Good to see you, man. Alright, this is really annoying because they're gonna keep cycling, but Menace into Arbor, and then we need something to do before the growths, maybe. They had a real good start, I would say. I expected a good start. It's a 10-1 Death Knight at full kept. And their keep was Froststrike Bonebreaker Acolyte, so they're cycling, they're hurting. I know I watch you, but I learned so much about Hearthstone Arena just watching them. Even I don't stream and play so much because of daily obligations. Every arena round of yours is 8 and above. Damn, very good. Very, very good. What's carrying? Probably Mulligan consistency, letting me go to my win cons. We're gonna kill this and rip the Arbor. I think in this order. And then we just pray they don't have AoE, which they likely do. Yeah, that's why Disciple of Eonar is so good, right, Tal? Just so good. Yes, I think the carry is just the fact that it has consistent curve and quality, and also has a couple of consistent win cons, the Ancients, the Drum Circles with the Eonars, and also the Arbor up with the early game board, and ways of making me stick boards for those turns. Soul of the Forest, the double zombie, right? Witchwood Apples and Vrika, which lets me develop things, right? Develop boards quickly, I mean. So, mulligan in order to hit win cons has been nice. Red left, red bull, red something every day. That's a good thing. Normal. It was normal even on that specific day, hey, actually.
Top little death knight.
There was only that one instance where the Eonar did like a weird thing. Wow! Wee! Wow! Wee! Yeah, well, that's the only time it happened. I was really confused, hey? What do I do here? Face? Actually kind of scared. How am I already at 15? Holy crap, man. This is actually not looking good, I'll be honest. Really good start from them. The double AoE, very good. Very smart discover from Frost Strike as well. Yeah, they can just full clear now. With a hero power. Hero power, bong bong bong. Which they might do. I mean, that's a pretty good turn, though. We've got Peaceful Piper into Marsh Hydra next turn as well.
Prog Gnome Funky's real music.
We could also get a value trade and re-upgrade it to a 5/5. We could also full value trade, re-upgrade them all to 5/5s, right? 7 mana 5/5 heal your Treant is also pretty good. But I'm probably going for the Marsh Hydra. Oh, these aren't Treants. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Whew. Okay. Thank you. Yo! Mate! Dude, okay. Wowee! Holy crap, that wither!
Nature speaks through my tunes.
You liked saving them for this? I felt like I wanted to develop. I could have hero powered, right? And kill the 3/3 maybe, Mafundi. That was like the other thought that I had. I just wanted them to be out there so if they don't kill them, I can get a bunch of 5/5s, so it would be like a huge swing. But if they're killing them, I'm also saving health. Yeah, that makes sense too. You transform the 4/1 and you just play the 5/6. That makes sense as well, for sure. Disciple doesn't stack, I think, no. Bone Guide into either Bone Commander, Bone Guide into Ibera. We'll see. Because I'm also scared of dying. This is a what? Frost Unholy? Double Frost, 1 Unholy. They could have a lot of reach. Morning, Seth.
Talk, little death.
Yo, how's your driving lessons going, dude? Good find from them. They're cycling. Probably still going Bone Guide here. I don't want to kill this off for an extra 1-3. I'm not sure if I want to kill the taunt on purpose. I think I actually do. And I think this is happening because the 2/2s will die to the 1/3s. The question is this or this. I think I'm going face now. I need to counter lethal them, right? So I purposely traded off the taunt so that my 5/3 stays alive, because my 5/3 is pushing 10 damage over 2 turns. Which could be a differentiator here. They're going for, like, they've drawn 6 more cards than me and they've got 6 cards in their hand. Pretty good top deck. It's an extremely good top deck, in fact, I would say. How do I make a 5/5? I don't have the space, right? I have to kill one off, I guess. 4, 5. Means there's thoughts to playing this. This is huge, though.
Now how about... Time goes short.
Forest of the world, rise!
I don't know which is better. Like, I could have embalmered this one, right? Instead. The thing is, I think I need to kill this 8/7, right? So I don't know whether the Reborn on this is better. Like, I'm scared. I'm actually scared of dying, right? I could have Reborned this one, for example. But they probably have like a Remorseless Winter, which I think means I'm going to then just lose it. What does the deck lose against? A pretty damn good Pally. And a pretty darn good Death Knight. It lost against Amethyst and Akranos, basically. Plus heal, plus Librams. Misplay. What misplay? Didn't he just attack? Attack? Transfer. Oh, yo, thank you, Auric, very much, man. Like, another AoE.
Let's see.
I think I have to hit here, and I think I have to hero power the cultist.
The streets are not safe. I have chosen by Amatis herself.
One family yet after I'm done.
I think I have to do this. Like, I think I just have to. I don't think Arbor even saves me now, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? No discovers, but the Arbor apps and drum circles have done some good work. Weapon. Cool. Top deck weapon. Eulogizer. Okay. Oh, that early game curve from them. Bonebreaker into Frost Strike into Acolyte of Death. It gave them so much cycle. They drew about 8 or 9 cards more than me, and we were even on card in hand. So my deck actually played through about 9 cards more than them, right? And they also had triple cultists, which is so good versus my deck. A really nice top deck Plague Strike as well with the promo Drake. Really nice Wither as well. Such a good Wither. 1 mana, kill a 5/5 +5/+5 to board. Things that happen. Next we'll go. Yo, thank you, Warwick. Just caught it there. Appreciate it. Alright, we got another Death Knight. Let's see if we can make 11. These are not the cards I won early, I think.
A new song begins.
Nah. I need to hit my 1s and 2s and curve, right? According to past expansions, when is mini set supposed to be? I'm not 100% sure, but usually it's the 1 to 2 week. Usually it's 2 months after expansion, so it should be end September. But it's also usually 1 week after Heroic Brawl. Heroic Brawl starts next week, so that's in 2 weeks. But usually also Heroic Brawl is delayed a week, so that would mean in 3 weeks. So somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks should fit all the narratives. I'll stick to the middle and say 3. He said he was 99% sure 19th September. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Kinda want this in the pool maybe more than the Dreaming Drake now. You can't get Chasen, you can't get Colossals in any way. Random, discover, nothing. Yeah, my guess would be 19 September because it's the average of all of my guesses. Also, the Heroic Brawl starts 6th September until 13th September. And that would be the week after that on a Tuesday. It's always a Tuesday, right? Which would be the 19th September. That would be my guess. Oh crap, I need to pay rent. You pay rent at the end of the month? Or do you pay it at the beginning for the next? Are you always supposed to be able to resurrect Titans? Are you able to resurrect Titans? I guess so. I would assume that you are. I think they're just not generatable, but they're still in the dead pool, right? I don't think it's worth the trade. Ooh, you had Amethyst? How did you find Amethyst? I've seen it have so much ups and downs. It destroyed me today. Sometimes it feels middling, but mediocre was best for the 2/2 buff in my deck.
It's boogie time.
Makes some sense. I could delay the Arbor up one, but eh. Hope they don't have that nice AoE. Like I said a while ago, I think it's in the middling tier of Titans, similar to Demon Hunter, but in Norg, Druid, Warrior, Rogue. The Warrior is the one I'm not sure. Norg, Druid, Rogue, I agree, it's better than them for sure. I know it's worse than Sarg, Amanthul for sure, Primus. I feel like it's in that range. Warrior, Hunter, Pally. But like I don't know if you saw the game, you were probably at driving with Funny. I had 2 minions on board and I did a double drum circle. So it filled my board with 4 6s. And they amethyst all of them into 2 2s, and they had a bunch of minions that just value traded, and they destroyed my board.
I have but little time.
It was just so good. I even almost killed them, but their next turn was Flight of the Bronze into Discover the Necronos, into full heal, into Librams. Just ruined me essentially. There's Ancient.
For the Dark Lord.
So what do I have in an Ending Swarm now? Inventomatic, 3 1/1s, 2 Treants, and if I kill off the 7/6, I get a 5/5.
Dark Lord.
Okay. Yeah, exactly, Mafandi. I've seen it be a little middling. I've seen it be very good twice. This time, and once where I almost lost because they had double amethyst. So the first one buffed their entire board and I couldn't get through. And as soon as I'm about to get through the first amethyst, they second amethyst me. And that was pretty darn good then, because they were able to hold it, they were able to keep buffing, and they were able to then go for their draw as well. I have a place with a yard and a pear tree haunted by wasps. This is the month I feel like I should get free rent for doing yard work. I assume it's just part of your responsibility at that point. Can you cut it down? I mean, I wouldn't want to, but... Okay, come on, man. Give me this game at least. Or do I even want the Ancient of Growth? Wait, what? Hey, Zeppu. Death Strike. Really? Really? I don't think it's an Ancient turn, right? Is changing these 2 to 5/5s good here? What are they doing? Telling me that they have a very reactive hand is what they're doing right here. Well, let's try the 5/5s. Try the 2/3. What do they trade with? That's true, actually. They could have killed an extra 1/1. That's true. So that was a mistake from them for sure. I want the value of the lingering here.
One Sunday get you after I.
The only punish is if I top deck Marsh Hydra here, which I hope I don't. It's your responsibility. In the US, if you rend, the does all the hard work. Interesting. Here it's all your, like, if you go into a place and you've got a garden and all of that, and you choose to rent it, they're forced to let you know what will be in your scope, but it is your responsibility. Hey Demon, good afternoon. How's Hydra punish? Wait, it's not punish, but I want to draw with Piper and I want to draw Hydra, so I want the Piper to draw Hydra. I want to naturally draw anything else. Yo, hey Slendy.
Remnants of life.
Have a great day at work, Slendy man.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go.
Join the spirits.
Baby, they're at 30. Let's go, baby. Woo. So you see, that's what they were doing. They were telling me that they clearly have a very reactive hand that's going to be very hard to deal with. Like, double Plague Strike and Death Strike is already so strong. And V Druid, add in a Primus and... ooh-wee. I'm doing alright, by the way, Demon. How's life been treating ya? Do I dupe hand here? Is the arena reset with Caverns? No, Caverns is not impacting arena. Busy battling through.
What if?
Beaut. So I could bonk, hand dupe, play Vrykil. Also Ancient of Growth, bonk hero power. Keep these 3. Yeah, no, there are impacts to arena, very small ones, Hermes, but...
Time goes short.
they're not resetting the arena. I'll have to grit my teeth as I craft cards for the second time. Well, that's why crafting is for. Awesome. That's what crafting is for, don't forget. I used to always craft my decks craft full ones, in fact, is what I used to do. When I used to play Constructed, you like holding onto it for what? For crafting decks? These Ancients combo nicely, why not dupe 2 of them? Because it gives me a really bad turn right now. So I don't run out in case you need stuff. Yeah, but this is the stuff you need, right? I feel like, what blood? Wouldn't you always discover, like, some AoE with the blood? 35k makes like 4 full top tier decks. I think you're fine, right? I think this is the one I want to dupe now. No, just a 4/6, right? And a 1/2 if anything.
Nature, all flourish under my care.
Do I want a hero power or do I want to play this? I think I want a hero power. I could double Vrykil. Crazy.
Now how about...
It's a little awkward because it's a 4 and a 7 and a 4 and a 7, so they're a little weird curve, but think it works. I think I'm going to stick to a hero power here. Have you preloaded Starfield Tripster? I heard that it's about like 10 million terabytes. Yeah, but they're still crazy cards, but hopefully I get something to go with the Eonar and then something to go with the Ancient and then the same thing again, right? But it's gonna take me 4 turns to do them, but it could help me run them out of value maybe. And we'll see from there. I don't have Marsh Hydra no more though. I do still have an Arbor up and still have a Flower Child. Flower Child is probably one of my better draws because it tutors my growth and drum circle. Okay. You could value trade hero power here. I'm gonna get this hit. I guess they're gonna value trade here. Annoying. I don't even know a lot of Bethesda games. Skyrim is Bethesda, that one was alright. I need to hero power this. I know they're going back to full health, but I need to hero power it. Fallout, I never really played Fallout. I watched a friend play Fallout. It wasn't really my jam. Elder Scrolls are nice. I liked Morrowind way back. And Skyrim was alright. I felt like it was a touch overhyped, but it was alright.
Cover this earth!
Eternity.
I've been chosen by Amatus herself.
It is also fine. I do have double Witchwood Apple. So I could have played the 3 instead of the 1-2, I guess, for stats. But getting the 1s also helps me curve out on the turn after. So I could do an Ancient plus a 2-3 plus a hero power into the Eonar Nymph turn into the Ancient again. But it is fine to play the 3-4 instead of the 1-2, yes. Skyrim is amazing for everything except the main story, which for an RPG is quite underwhelming. I can just play the Witchwood, that's true. But I do get the combo for the 5-5 then. And right now I'm pretty sure, like, if they're gonna swing into the 1-2 and take this trade, I'm happy. I don't. That's like stuck, sorry. Let's see if Brian's going to shout at father.
Caps lock stuck, sorry.
Sorry them. Thank you so much for the 5 months Prime, father. Really appreciate it. No, come on! Jeez Louise, dude. No! Yeah, so this transforms all Treants. Awesome. Right, but I mean afterwards, right, as well. There could be a world. We still have to do this. I think I just fit in the red skill. Disciple does not stack, no. I think they're overridden. But yeah, thank you so much, Father JPG, and don't you worry about the caps lock. Okay, so here comes another Syndragosa. Man, no Mantra, double Death Strike, double Plague Strike, Primus, double Syndragosa. Seems pretty good. I like Toad Syndragosa, the 8A with the 2 frozen champion things, right, that give you random legendaries. It's actually good. Ooh. Ooh. I really want a hero power, but I really want a Disciple of Eonar.
What if?
I want the double drum circle. But I get it for 6, right? So I think we do this.
They grow up so fast. Flower power. We all exist.
And then next time we can Eonar drum circle, right? We are down to 13 though. This is not good. They have a card they've held since turn 1. Yeah, that was the difficulty of the old Syndragosa, right? Okay, 2 Syndragosas and the Prime is down. 2 Death Strikes and no Muncher down. Druid is, I think, still in last place, or the turn before last. Death Knight is in first place. Ripper is acceptable. It's strong, but not something game-breaking right now. Full HP. Oh, they've actually healed for so much this game. They just keep going down to just below 30, up to 36. Their deck is so good for Ripper though as well. Yeah, but you could always ping them yourself, Awesome, right? That was always something. I want something that makes me want to kill one of these. Not the amount of board pressure you've had. Well, yeah, I had to throw everything into a 715 Primus though, right? I'm missing one, I know, but... So the question is... this?
Water. Together now. Too much water.
I think I'm actually trading. I know it sounds dumb, right? But top deck Watcher of the Sun into Shard of the Naru with this card being a Eulogizer is lethal. So might as well, because I don't think going face changes much. Warwick, thank you again for the raid, man. Sleep well. And yeah, thank you for the deck list, dude. Yeah, if they have Corpse Explosion, I'm not sure that changes too much. There was an Og Merchant. Woo! 11. The most British thing I've ever heard. The lady said, well, I'm sorry, but I don't apologize. That does sound very British. Ready, guys? Okay, well now I have all classes at least 11, I think. Let's make another one at 12, though. Come on. Hey, Calligirl. Hey, Murloc.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Come on.
Shit, I'm saying.
The British are polite, but they also kind of stand their ground, I think. Yeah, they're gonna complain and get what they're right, get what's theirs rightfully so. Let's start a Dino chant. Yeah, diggy diggy hole. That's DMCA though. That one, right? You mean, Mafundi? The diggy diggy hole one. Look at this, it says 1 to 1 minute. I remember. Alright, what's it gonna be, guys? We've lost to a Pally, and we've lost to a DK. Come on, can we have one of those insane opener? A smart hunter. Uh-oh. Okay, zombie's great, though. I think I'm only keeping zombie. I'm looking for better cards. Zombie's great, though. That's not good. That is a touch slow. Can I please have Witchwood Apple, Corporal, Pixie? That's actually not too bad.
Greetings, traveler.
Oh no, greetings. Can I have a 2, please? Like right now.
Survival.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Here they come. Mermy. I'll take a Mermy. That's good. I think I even go Embalmer on the zombie because it's so good versus the 4 ones. It's Hydrate for its Nepo. Feeling good. Let's go.
My dying breath
That
for this city.
is less good. I think I'm ignoring it though.
What Sandy get you after I'm done?
I think I am popping this. It gives me more board presence, but this one's going face. We go Witchwood plus Soul here. Summer Flower Child. That's fine. Trading here. Do I even bother killing? Ooh. Yeah, I think it's still Soul here. Yeah, Soul, Flower Child, Drum Circle, right? Let's go. This. I don't know, do I even trade? Would you trade here? Like, they're almost forced to trade, otherwise they're taking another 2, right? What's the punish? Any AoEs? Desert Spear, Arcane. Heal? Yeah, they could never set Ritualist it, I guess. Seshel, that's the punish. But they're taking another 2 then. Trade gives a little bit more board, yes, that's true. But I think they're forced to trade, basically. That's the risk I'm taking here. In fact, I think they're forced to trade. I think I would have silenced this one, actually, huh? Okay, now I'll kill it. I mean, I think around Hunter, around Hollowhound, here. It doesn't really matter, I think.
What if?
Bola's 1 and 2 to the sides, right? So I guess here then? Or here? Here.
We all exist in harmony.
Missed the drum circle, it's a little annoying. Hey, those the other week I entered the How Not to Surrender competition and I won, hands down.
Hop on. She will be right.
Nice. They're trying to pop here. I don't think I care enough. I also have the Ancient into 5/5s, right? You trade off the 1/1. This has a Treant in it. I assume they're gonna kill the Treants here, though, annoyingly. But yeah, hitting the zombie and then going for the Mermies was so good versus these. Oh, is that lethal? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Together now.
12 Druid, baby! Oh my god. Oh, that feels so good. Another one. Another class, baby.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Yeah, that
Get
one
out
damage
of here,
face,
man.
right?
Shit, I'm
Snapple,
saying.
which ended up being 3 damage face. Beautiful Druid. I mean, I said it. It's a good deck. It's a good deck. Like, this is one of the better Druids I've drafted because A, good curve. B, good win con consistency, right? The drum circle is a win con. The triple ancient of growth with the Disciple of Eonar. Good stuff. The sticky early game minions, you know, double zombie, mermy, the witchwood apple to fulfill board, right? Coupled with the soul of the forest, the menace, even. And then the double arbor up, right? So that was like a win con by itself. Then you had the secondary win con of Disciple of Eonar plus these 7s, which also supported the synergy with the early game. And then you had the swarm for refill. The Marsh Hydra was good sometimes, and really nice to have it tutored by the Piper. The deck was just so cohesive. So cohesive. I've drafted decks with similar quality of cards, but this one was just so cohesive. It worked so very well together, and it shined, right? It was very nice, and we saw that. Let's go ahead and check out the rewards. I really hope you enjoyed that around as much as I did playing it. Good rewards, good rewards. Acceptable. Not too bad. Yeah, multiple games won by turn 7. It was able to smart, it was able to last long. We even beat a Primus Blood Super Heal Death Knight right there. And I just really enjoyed the run. Like the video, sub to the channel. I know I say this every time, and I know I say this every time, but most people who are watching aren't subbed. Come on, 12-win Druid deserves it. And I would appreciate it. Smash the like button, they said.